One of the most underappreciated, underrated is Guru from Gangstar. And when I say he's underrated and underappreciated, I don't even mean in the 90s. I don't mean during the time he was even living, which he was. I'm talking about when you talk about deceased rappers, a lot of people only keep mentioning the same three: Tupac, Biggie, Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle could never touch Guru from Gangstar in any way. On this channel, long ago, I mentioned how Nipsey Hussle's passing was an agenda. They made him the popular thing. He was a good rapper. He was not some legendary MC. That's a fact. And most of these Nipsey Hussle groupies are fake and fraudulent, and they didn't care about him when he was living. But you're living in a world where if something becomes popular, mindless people who are followers will follow whatever's popular. This is the world you're living in. When you talk about rappers who've passed away who get revered, the number 1 and 2 are always going to be Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. And you, of course, have soulless, demonic, Luciferian, imbecilic ignoramuses who will even disrespect deceased people. So you have people talking against these two people with a bunch of false allegations and false claims and bunch of nonsense, because this is the world you're living in. This is why I don't be around people. This is why I don't watch other channels. This is why the comments used to always be off, because some reason the most ignorant people always want to leave comments. I don't understand that. They can't just have their stupidity. No, they have to display it in the comments. Guru is someone who's underappreciated in his passing, as is, Scott LaRock. There are many people who have passed who are underappreciated. But Guru has to be number 1. I just did a video on Heavy D. He's another one. People never mention Heavy D. And when I say people never mention, I don't need an audience of people to revere someone for me to be comfortable. No, I don't care what someone else's opinion is. XDN wins. I'm about me. But when you're talking about people who get mentioned, who have passed on, who have met their demise in one form or another, Guru is never mentioned. He was just as good as any other MC in the 90s. Classic verses, classic albums. He influenced a lot of people, along with DJ Premier. The greatest hip-hop producer of all time is DJ Premier, not Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre, a lot of them classic songs, he did not produce them. He mixed them. He engineered them. A lot of those, The Chronic was, it's just amazing how you're on the internet and you have a bunch of idiots who always talk matter-of-factly, but they never know anything. The Chronic was done by Daz. Dr. Dre put his name on people's beats that he did not produce. Daz admitted this, saying that, well, I didn't really care about credits and names because I didn't know what it meant back then. And that's what people would do in this industry. That's why this is another video for another day. But Dr. Dre's always been a hypocrite when he talks about getting robbed by Jerry Heller. What are you talking about? Dr. Dre robbed plenty of artists too. He didn't produce a lot of them beats on 2001. Get Rich or Die Trying. A lot of them, the monster songs of Eve, that was Scott Storch. In that aftermath era. Let me not get into it. I'm getting to a whole Dr. Dre tangent. Somebody remind me to talk about Dr. Dre. But DJ Premier is the greatest. He really produced his work. He pioneered certain techniques of sampling and scratching, the scratch hooks. Many things. Master of his craft. And him and Guru made a tremendous combination. Premier from Texas. He goes up to New York. Guru from Boston, they go to New York. They make their great works from the late 80s to the 90s up into about 03, I think 03, when they had the album, I believe it was called The Owners. Now, there was some conflicts they had as far as creatively, like, sometimes Guru, he wanted to do a lot of like the jazzmatazz a lot of jazz poetry type rap rather than the hard boom bap. So Premier would let him go do that, and it never made the same. Whenever Guru kind of went into it, but that happens with artists. When artists get into this like this whole vibe mood thing, it usually never works. But hopefully they go back to what consistently put them where they were, and he did, and they have classic albums. My personal favorite is Moment of Truth in '98, Above the Clouds. Oh my God, Inspector Deck's verse. That album, oh my, Moment of Truth, man. The title track, Crumb Snatcher's verse, The Mall with G Dep. Oh my God, fire. I think it was JFK to LAX. Scarface was on there. Like, tremendous album, classic. But they had one thing about Guru and Gang Starr, they always were great collaborators with when they did Dweck with Nice and Smooth. They could work with anybody. Premier could literally produce a beat for anybody because Premier, and this is the trait of a great producer. A great producer is not someone who pushes keys, plays instruments. A great producer is someone who crafts a sound around your voice. That's why Premier is the best. He crafts a sound around what you do. Gang Starr is one of the greatest duos ever, one of the greatest groups ever. But once again, a lot of the rap audience historically is very ignorant. Very ignorant. And ignorant people, usually they go with whatever's popular, like I said in the beginning. So maybe Gang Starr and Guru is not revered because they didn't talk about murder, death, kill, homicide, and selling crack every song. Maybe that's why Guru's not thought of the same way of a lot of other rappers. But he was just as good as Nas, AZ, anyone in the 90s. He was just as good as them. He had just as great an impact as far as his work. He didn't get the promotional push that a Biggie got and things like that. But that's because he didn't have Puffy and $30 million behind him. But he was just as good as anybody else. He was a trendsetter. All your favorite rappers in the 90s, they wanted to work with Premier because of what Guru did on Premier's beats. He was just as good, like I said, he was just as good as Nas, Common, any of them. He was in that same category. Rest his soul. He had a drinking problem. He had his health issues, and then he met his demise. And by the time he reaches his demise, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was 2009, 2010. I forget the exact year, but I remember hearing the news. I think I heard the news. I want to say I think it had to be 2009, 2010, maybe 11. It's around that time. It's fuzzy to me. I had to do this video a little bit on the spot because things are going on. But I think I heard the news of Guru's passing. This is when Jamie Foxx had his own station on Sirius called The Foxhole. And I think Jamie Foxx had mentioned he passed, and then Guru, he appeared on Any Given Sunday, which was like the big Jamie Foxx movie that really set him off as a leading actor. And that was Any Given Sunday in 90, I think it was 99. That was a very good soundtrack. Mobb Deep was on there. That's when, oh man, the 90s, man, that's when soundtracks were just beautiful, man. Oh my God. As I say that, I'm mentioning soundtracks. Yesterday, I was listening to the Above the Rim. Oh my God. That might be the best soundtrack ever made. Above the Rim. SWV anything. I never understood why they put Tupac Pain on the cassette version, not the CD version. I didn't get that. But he had to even pour out a little liquor. Just classic. Dog Pound for Life. Classic soundtrack. That might be the best one ever. When you read the credits, it says Suge Knight. I mean, just reading Suge Knight's name is harrowing or harrowing, is bone chilling. Suge was the boogeyman in the 90s. And a lot of these people pretending today like they're not afraid of him. Let Suge Knight get out tomorrow. Certain people are not going to be doing and saying certain things. I guarantee you that. But Guru, like I said, all-time great. Premier, the greatest. One of the greatest duos, one of the greatest groups. The influence of Gang Starr is so understated. Like in the 80s, the most influential group ever is probably EPMD because everyone stole from them, sampled them, copied them, everybody. But Gangstar, that mass appeal, dun 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 dun. Oh my god, that might be the best beat ever in rap history. That mass appeal. Oh my god, that See, the '90s. That was back. That was back when all you needed was one song to sell an album. You didn't have to release 5 singles and no, just one song, mass appeal. That was it. You heard that, you're gonna buy the album. Okay, when J. Rue the Damager had Come Clean, that's all you needed. You're gonna buy the album. The '90s, the best time, a beautiful time. But that's my thoughts on Gangstar and Guru. It's a shame. I don't want to say they kind of fell off in the 2000s. I thought the owners, they had Right Where You Stand with Jadakiss verse, tremendous. They had Discipline. I always loved that song, Discipline, with Total. Oh my god, Total. Another great underrated group from the '90s. Thank you, Puff Daddy. I don't want to say they fell off, but they kind of, I guess, fell apart from each other when you get to the 2000s. Like I said, Guru did have his own personal problems and things like that. And then Premier, Premier had a long fall off. Okay, I think around maybe like '07. To me, Premier's beats fell off around '07, and to me, they're just now picking back up. I think Premier's beats are getting good again, maybe around 2022, 2023. Premier's getting back up there right now as a current best producer. He's not the best producer right now. He's probably not even a top 5 one as far as right now. All time, he's number one. He's the best. But right now, his production is going back up. I don't know what causes decline. I just remember being so disappointed by Premier beats in like '09 and 2012. Just like, what is he doing? How did you lose this? But he's getting back up there. Another thing is, I think Premier's working with better MCs that influence him. He worked with Joey Badass when he was young. He had the great song. He had that great song with Griselda. Oh my god, I'm on the spot. I can't remember the goddamn name. It's when Westside Gunn took the Raekwon hook from oh my god, now I'm blanking on the spot. But Premier's beats are getting back up there. Right now, to me, the number one best producer in rap is probably DJ Muggs. His production is just flawless. I think Derringer, I think he kind of did his best work years ago. 38 Special is great. Shay Noor is getting up there as one of the best producers in rap right now. But anyway, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to this channel. What are your thoughts and memories of Guru? What are your thoughts and memories of Gangstar and Premier? Where do you rate them all time? Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, if you have a video request, if you want something talked about like this, you can donate to the Cash App and just say what you want your video to be about. Most of the videos on this channel are from donations from people listening, like you're listening. And that is it. XDN wins. Check out my latest uploads, my retrospective on Heavy D. Speaking of soundtracks, I had a video about why certain Tupac songs were missing from soundtracks in the '90s. I just did the video on the back. I re-uploaded. It was an older upload, but I re-uploaded the backstory behind Beanie Siegel's best album, The Becoming. Check that one out. That's a good video. And that is it.